Back in the early 1960s, while the world watched the US and the Soviet Union race to the stars, a young nation, just 14 years old, dared to dream of space. This is the story of Pakistan, a developing country that decided to enter the space age against all odds. It all started with one vision, Dr. Abdus Salam Brilliatriat. In 1961, he went to the president and made a bold proposal. He argued that Pakistan could not afford to be left behind in the exploration of space. He saw the future transformed by satellites for communication, defense, and weather forecasting. His passion was convincing. On September 16, 1961, the government officially established SUPARCO, the Space and Upper Atmosphere Research Commission. Resources were tight and facilities were almost non-existent, but the dream was immense. To turn this dream into reality, Dr. Salam assembled a remarkable team. He brought in Air Commodore Władysław Turowicz, a Polish engineer, and former World War II pilot who had made Pakistan his home, and Salim Mehmed, a young, talented physicist trained in rocketry. With some help from NASA, they built Pakistan's very first rocket launch site at Sonmiani, a quiet coastal area near Karachi. Then the moment of truth arrived. On June 7, 1962, a two-stage rocket named Reberai, meaning leader, thundered into the sky. It carried a small payload to study the upper atmosphere. When Reberai soared to an altitude of 130 kilometers, history was made. Pakistan became the third country in Asia and the 10th in the world to launch a rocket into space. This was an incredible achievement, a message to the world that Pakistani science was ready to pioneer. The Reba series continued with over 24 successful launches, and under the leadership of Air Commodore Turowicz, SUPARCO grew rapidly. They built labs, developed tracking systems, and trained a new generation of engineers. Key figures like Tariq Mustafa and Dr. Abdul Majid were instrumental, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible. Turowicz, often called the father of Pakistan's rocketry, became the head of SUPARCO in 1967, leading it through its golden era, but the journey wasn't smooth. Political turmoil in the 1970s slowed things down. Dr. Abdus Salam Brilliatriat left in 1974, a profound loss for Pakistan's scientific community. For a while, the momentum faded, but the dream never died. The 1980s brought a revival. SUPARCO shifted its focus from rockets to satellites. After years of hard work, on July 16, 1990, Pakistan launched its first satellite, Badr-1, aboard a Chinese rocket. Weighing just 52 kilograms, it was a small but hugely symbolic mission. It proved that Pakistani engineers could build and operate satellites, making Pakistan the second Muslim-majority country to achieve this feat. The momentum continued. In 2001, an upgraded satellite, Badr-B, was launched from Kazakhstan, marking Pakistan's entry into the world of remote sensing and Earth observation. To meet the growing need for communications, Pakistan first leased a satellite and then, in a major partnership with China, launched its own powerful geostationary satellite, PAKSAT-1R. In 2011, this satellite became the backbone for broadcasting, education, and Internet services across the region. By the 2010s, the focus returned to building technology at home. On July 9, 2018, Pakistan launched two satellites from China. The first was PR-SS-1, a powerful remote sensing satellite providing high-resolution images for everything from agriculture to disaster management. The second, PAKTES-1A, was even more special. It was a technology testing satellite built almost entirely by Suparco engineers in Pakistan, proving their growing indigenous capability. And then Pakistan reached for the moon in May 2024. The world watched as a small lunar orbiter named iCubeCamar, developed jointly by Pakistani and Chinese institutions, hitched a ride on China's Change 6 mission. When it successfully entered lunar orbit, Pakistan joined an exclusive club of only 6 countries to have a probe circling the moon. The journey that began in a humble shed in Karachi has spanned over 6 decades of grit and determination. From a simple-sounding rocket to a sophisticated lunar orbiter, Pakistan's space pioneers have faced every challenge, imaginable budget cuts, political shifts, and brain drain, but they never gave up. Today, Pakistan's space infrastructure is growing, with research centers, ground stations, and a dedicated university training the next generation. The country's Space Vision 2047 aims for even greater heights, developing its own launch vehicles, building more advanced satellites, and expanding its role in deep space research. The story of Pakistan's space program isn't just about rockets and satellites. It's about the power of a dream, championed by visionaries like Dr. Salam and brought to life by countless dedicated scientists and engineers. They didn't just launch rockets. They launched hope. And their legacy is forever written among the stars. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories like this. See you in the next one.